This is Salamancer, and you guys see that soldier over there holding his shotgun like a rocket launcher? The demo man is not amused. Not at all. But we do have a couple of good games for you guys today. A couple. In fact, I've got like 5. So I don't know if I'm going to get around to all of them today, but I do hope so, because I love competitive TF2. Anyway, this is a game played in Australia, so if you are in Australia, I'm sorry, but you're going to have to stand on your head to watch this properly, otherwise you'll just see it upside down. But it is played between Team 2166 and ONS. These guys are going to be doing some crazy work against each other, and I didn't check what diff these teams are, but I do know that I've seen at least 2166 play before. I've also seen some of their later opponents play as well, so it's going to be some good games. It does look like the initial mid-fight here on Badlands did go to Team 2166, and no, okay, so I was actually thinking, wait a minute, didn't I hear about that number in a Homestar Runner cartoon? But no, I'm actually thinking of 20XT6, so my bad. Oh no! Wow, whoopie-doop the demo man there. Not sure if he is murking or not, but he just made Hypno drop Uber. Is that Hypno? Hypnos. Hypnos, my bad. Hypnos. Hypnos just dropped an Uber. So that is your first Uber drop of today. Hopefully, unless you've been playing a lot of TF2 and are just a really, really terrible medic like me, in which case, we just need to go have a beer, man. I feel really bad for you. But, no, hopefully it's your first Uber drop of the day to have seen or witnessed in any form. And, oh, Scout getting on the red medic here and takes down Havoc! Beautiful work there by Danny Hart Sunny. I'm assuming that's Danny. Beautiful work there, though, because that is going to completely shut down the 2166 assault there. They were doing a really good job of pushing forward right up until that moment. And now, ONS, they probably can't push out into this yet. They're trying, they're poking, they're peeking, but the thing is, this is the kind of thing, oh no! This is the kind of thing that can happen if you're not watching, and very, very close there. If Nightmare had taken just a little bit more damage, that actually would have been a round win for 2166 because of Caberman. He was so close! And actually, they kind of still are. This is the problem. ONS now has to keep their players standing on the point. At least one of them has to stay there. And right now, they've got their medic standing down there, which is not what they want to do. That medic is so exposed down there. A purple heart for Caber. Okay. Yeah, I would give him that. Hypnos, though, does not want to be standing down on that point because so exposed, he wants to make sure he holds on to the Uber. Oh! Actually forced here as they begin to try to push out once again. And this is kind of their only opportunity for now to push out. They would have had to stand back and defend last otherwise, but right now they're having to do that anyway. They poked their combo out there, and there you go, Soldier getting on the point. So that is going to be round 1 for Team 2166. A lot of spectators in this game, actually, and this isn't an STV spectator. This is just like spectators on the server, and what is going on? Stop it, Team Fortress 2. Oh! Oh man, and we still have, of course, the super fast, furious jiggling tree on people's heads, which I swear it's not supposed to jiggle that fast. If it is, then maybe I'm just a complete idiot. But 2166 took the first round in compelling fashion. And I think the defense by ONS, they probably made just a bad decision there to try and push out. They should have held back, waited for the next attack to come in, and so that's not what they did. But this time around, 2166 losing the mid-fight pretty badly here. In fact, they might get completely clean wiped out if the 2 scouts get healed up. No, actually, Hypnos went down as well. Nightmare and Hypnos both died, so that's actually a really good thing. 2166 manages to get the medic kill and at least stop them from, slamming into last point with that 100% Uber advantage that ONS really wanted there. But ONS is still going to have a good advantage pushing on to second. They should be able to get that. Holy Devil here just kind of waiting for the medic. Wants to make sure he keeps that medic protected as they head towards that second point and builds that Uber as fast as possible, which is what they're doing right now. I actually had a list of the allowed unlocks earlier on, and I completely forgot what it is, but there's not a lot of unlocks allowed by the Ozfortress League. The Equalizer is one, so they do use the Equalizer a lot, but I'm not sure if they actually allow the gunboats. I'll check this out before the next game. They allow a couple of medic unlocks, and that's really just about it. They don't allow a lot of other stuff, so it's a little more restrictive than your North American leagues. AJ just got taken down there. So, ONS now actually getting pushed in here by their enemies. They're holding onto their Uber quite well, but where is the medic right now? Oh, he's hiding in the house. Nice. I kind of like that little hiding spot there, but they got to be careful not to drop another Uber. Hypnos, you crazy, crazy man, you. Dropped 2 Ubers in as many rounds, and that has gotta feel bad. I know as a medic, when I drop Uber, it's not cool. Oh, sorry, Danny, I'm sorry, actually carrying around the Conscientious Objector. But Team 2166 here did capture a middle point. They were trying to press their advantage very quickly and aggressively and cap Spire as well, and lost a lot of players in the attempt. So ONS should be able to build up an Uber a little bit. Oh my gosh, Team Fortress 2, come on. Should be able to build up that Uber within an appropriate amount of time, so that they're not like super disadvantaged. They may have to give up Spire if they lose the positioning battle here, so they got to be careful. And in fact, by careful I mean aggressive. They've got good aggressive sticky traps here. They're doing some aggressive spam. If they start letting their enemies get around this corner and they have to back off, that's really what they don't want. Let me get the camera in a good position here. They don't want to give up that positioning, and they haven't. They've actually done a very good job of keeping their aggression, so they've got a 40% disadvantage, and right now that disadvantage doesn't even matter because their opponents are not being aggressive enough. There you go. Now there's the aggressive pop, but they had to pop it really early, and oh no, Voodoo just got taken out. Not enough heals on him maybe. There you go, Nightmare PK getting the best of that scout battle, and actually both of these scouts, I think, doing a really good job here. Danny is the kill there as well, so 2 down already for the red team, 2166, and they are going to have to back off a little farther here. Oh, that's sticky. Just a little bit of damage, could have done a lot more, but Whoopie Doop actually coming in doing a lot of damage to the team now, who only have 3 players left alive. It's getting very brutal out here, and there's a scout now trying to take down the medic as well. Does manage to do just that right before he's killed by a pill from this demo man, who he's got to be top fragging. And yes, he is. Whoopie Doop, the top fragging demo man here for Team 2166, who, considering he's not tagged up, I want to call him a merc. So we'll say he's a merc. But yeah, we're gonna see some pretty awesome stuff here from both these teams. I know they're not like Premiership division, so you know they're not going to be like Quantic Legacy level or Epsilon, but still some good teams here, and I do enjoy watching, especially when these teams try the creative kind of stuff and the super aggressive kind of stuff that we see a lot of the time here. They've popped their Uber from ONS very early to try and get out and capture the Spire once again. They've got to watch out for the backcaps, and so far it looks like no, only the 3 players left alive here are all stacked up in the choke, taking a lot of damage to their medic, down to about 71 health, but he does manage to get around the corner and survive that spam. But now ONS do manage to capture their Spire, so they did what they could not do last time around, and they very aggressively pushed out to recapture their second point. They're going to start trying to push on to mid here as well. They actually have an Uber disadvantage, but Havoc is not healing anybody right now. Where is that guy? There you go, just finally manages to grab his soldier. And I'm wondering why he's playing so far back, because he should have realized after that Uber was popped that they had an advantage, and he somehow didn't. So that they're playing really far back right now. That's just what is going on. I don't know. There they go. Now that they have the Uber, they get closer. It's a conservative style of play, actually, which usually you see that when the enemy has a big Uber advantage, you stay really far back. When you have a big Uber advantage, you tend to try to push that a lot faster. Oh, okay. I thought somebody bombed in, but it turns out it was just this guy right here. But here comes the Uber right now from Hypnos. It's already almost over, so they popped that really early, and as a result, now 2166 has basically a free Uber that they can try to work with, but they're not getting any kills on that either, and there goes Havoc right away. Havoc MD getting taken out there by AJ, the demo man for ONS. So now ONS are going to push out and probably capture the middle point here, doing a very nice job. So Hypnos with 10, 11, 12% on his Uber right now. Every little bit of Uber advantage he can get is golden here, so he's got to keep the heals on damaged players as much as possible, but he's also got to keep himself protected. Oh, those scouts. Uh-oh, that's not good. Pulling out the crossbow, you know something bad is about to happen, and there goes Hypnos there. The scouts were unable to protect him, but one of them actually is going for the back cap right now, so there is going to be some good action here, and it looks like this scout will get that back cap. Just barely. He's getting pressured by 3 damage classes, and there's a soldier up behind him. Somehow he still managed to get away from that. Nightmare PK doing a great job of escaping from what should have been the jaws of death there. Now ONS hold the middle point. They actually do not hold that Spire anymore. It was very quickly recaptured for 2166, but it doesn't matter. 2166 are backed up here in their valley, and it's going to be tough for them to push because, well, they do have an Uber advantage. I wonder if they realize that. They're going to want to push on the clock if they can, and they should be able to. but they're not pushing on the clock. They are, in fact, not really in a position to do that. They may want to go through the house, and I think that's what they're doing, except their medic hopped off there, so actually not. Yeah, they had an Uber, they had an advantage, and they might not have realized it because it is now wasted. That is not going to be good. They wasted that entire Uber advantage there where they could have pushed in, they could have recaptured the middle point. They probably still can, but they just lost JV there, one of the, or Javi? I'm going to call him Javi. One of the 2 soldiers for their team. So now, oh, now they're getting pressured. Yeah, that's exactly what ONS should have done there. They made the right choice, the right call. They said, okay, we got to pick on one of their soldiers. We need to push them now. So exactly what you got to do. And they didn't even have to pop the Uber there. Oh, no, Hypnos, you're kidding me, dude. Oh, no, that is 2 Uber drops in the same round. Hypnos is, he definitely likes to hold on to that Uber for a very long time. Oh, man. So anyway, that was that was a scary Uber drop there. Nobody realized that, was that Caberman from 2166? I think it might have been, or it might have been Javi. Either way, one of those soldiers was bombing in and just snuck up behind them. He waited until he was right on top of the medic to fire that rocket, so it did like the full 120 or whatever damage. So I mean, that's, you know, that's a tough drop to really prevent, unless the rest of your team is watching for the bombing soldier as well. So I understand that, but really, considering they were pushing in as much as they did, they really could have popped their Uber and been perfectly fine. I think they were just trying to save it for the last point, and now they're not going to get anywhere near that last point, so I don't know. I normally am like a really big fan of aggressive play, but I kind of want to see just a bit more conservative play out of ONS. It would have been a little smarter, I think, to pop their Uber earlier, because Hypnos might have sealed himself a record for the most drops so far that I have caught on camera in a single game. Not to make fun of or anything, because I'm a terrible medic too. I mean, worse than him. I'm just going to shut my mouth now, because I'm a terrible person. ONS here losing 2 players, actually. That is a scout and a soldier down. And their positioning here is actually... Oh, wow. Okay, no, definitely a record. Definitely a record. Yeah. Hypnos, maybe he just doesn't have his Uber key bound or something. We're going to give him the benefit of the doubt here. Because now 2166 is just stomping all over the middle point. They are practically wiping out the ONS team. Nightmare and Holy are the only 2 players left, and Holy Devil gets taken out, so it's just Nightmare trying to defend the point. He does temporarily, but gets finished off there by Medit. So now 2166 are going to probably push straight towards last. They don't even have an Uber, and it doesn't matter because there's only 3 players left to defend it. The Medic is one of them, and he's not going to be very good for damage. So there you go, already taken down. Actually, I think 2166 in that situation might have wanted to focus the damage classes more, but there you go. They get the capture. It is now 2-0 in favor of 2166. And that was a really back and forth round, by the way. 2166 managed to push all the way to ONS's last once. ONS nearly did the same thing, but dropped 3 Ubers in one round. So, yeah, you know. And Whoopi does seem to be going big, by the way. Look at that score for this demo man. He is not a bad demo man at all. I'm taking a little bit of spam from the scouts down there, just some chip damage, which is going to bring him down to about 129. And that's in danger of actually getting 1 or 2 shot from just about anybody if they get on top of him. So, I mean, that's what chip damage is good for. Although the medic does get on him now, so he's going to be okay. And ONS pretty much losing most of their players there. Nightmare at 3 health. I say losing most of their players. Of course, they only lost half, but Nightmare with 3 health isn't going to be able to do anything until he gets heals, because he's just not. So he needs to go find a health kit, and as he's running back to find his medic or a health kit, he's obviously not doing anything important. Now, he did go for a little backhack there and then decided against it, because that's not going to work at all. And he does spot where the combo's going, probably going to call that out to the rest of his team, who aren't really in a position to deal with it right now. He actually did a really good job of forcing that Uber just a little bit early from 2166. ONS pops theirs as well, so finally they do get an Uber and use it in the right situation there. They got to be careful, though, because there's a couple players on the point, and the medic walked off of it to let them capture. He was probably waiting for the rest of his team to walk on, because, I mean, as a medic, if you stand on that point, you're going to die very, very quickly anyway. And now I would have to agree with the spectator chat at the moment. The 2166 are definitely running away with this game. They've been doing a pretty good job, although both teams have made some very good calls. It's just that 2166... Oh, you're kidding me. All right, you You were kidding me. So Whoopie Doop doing some crazy work right here. Gets taken down, though. Probably didn't need to make a double sticky jump there, but it was kind of cute. Managed to get around without anybody seeing him. ONS has lost their medic once again. Havoc did stay alive for 2166. Is it Havoc? Yeah, Havoc MD. I'm not an idiot. Okay.
Control point is being captured.
But, yeah, they kept their medic alive for a while until he then died. So I was going to say they could have kept that uber advantage that they had. But now, ONS here, keeping the middle point, should be able to push on a second as long as they don't encounter this sticky trap and get aggressive when they should, which right now they're not. They've only got 2 players to deal with, but they may have actually not had a lot of their own players in position, so it's okay. They do kind of want to be more aggressive than they are, though, and they need their medic for that. They need to get the heals on, because right now Voodoo was trying to deal some spam down there. He took a lot of spam of his own, so he went down below 100 health, and that is not a good position to start being aggressive from. And by the way, there is that little NAD character up in the upper left. I don't really know why that's there. I was sent this demo twice, and I tried loading both different versions of it, and they both have that. So, sorry about that, just gonna have to deal with it, but hopefully it doesn't detract too much from the game experience. 2166 loses a scout, and ONS deciding not to push on that until they have their Uber, which they do now, so they should. They really should push on this. There is a slight difference that you'll see between a lot of European and American games, and I'll explain that in a minute, because right now there's actually some action going on here, really good action, where ONS did manage to use their Uber effectively to push out, but now they're getting counter-Ubered because pretty much everybody from 2166 escaped that Uber unscathed. So they're going to be okay to, well, they were going to be okay to push out, but now they're taking a lot of damage here from both teams, and there goes the medic for 2166. The medic is down for ONS as well. It is 3 versus 3. It's a deathmatch battle here where whoever takes damage just can't get it healed. And there you go. There's a scout down for a soldier and a scout. So 2166 managed to win that, but kind of a Pyrrhic victory because their soldier here is going to be so hurt. Oh, just barely managed to kill Holy Devil there. Who was that? That is Caberman, who had like 50 health at the end of that. Very, very well played to conserve his health as much as he could. Anyway, I was going to say the difference between European and American games here as 2166 tries to push out onto mid. In American games, if you get a scout kill, typically you don't push on that if it's just one scout. In European games, it doesn't matter. You killed a scout, you push. That's just how it works, especially at the high levels. So it looks like this was being played a little bit closer to the American style in that sense, in that there was a scout pick and ONS said, nope, we're not going to push on that because they still have a lot of damage classes up. So we're gonna stay back until we have that Uber, and they did, which gave 2166 time to respond, and respond they did. They managed to not lose their Spire at all in a pretty good display of death-matching skills. So 2166 now looks like they do want to make a push through house, and they've actually spotted their opponents in the house as well. I wonder if they realized they were there or not. Forcing the multi-Uber from blue, but there's a lot of stickies in there. So Whoopie Doop got taken out by AJ because the Uber was not flashback to him as it was fading. 2166 now losing 2 players here. Their demo is down, so they got to be really careful about this. And Danny just got a kill on Havoc right before he got taken down. So Danny on the sniper did a nice job of killing the medic, and now as long as Hypnos can stay alive, which, it's going to be tough, but as long as Hypnos can stay alive, he will have a big Uber advantage here. Very well done by his team to keep that advantage, because now they can push with impunity onto the Spire. They have to watch out for, crazy sniper play or bombing soldiers or whatever else. I'm just reading, sorry, I'm reading the spectator chat here. Oh, Hypnos. Don't play with my emotions like that. He actually didn't take any damage there until now, and that was Whoopie Doop sending in the spam and forcing the pop. Look at that demo, man. Although Danny is a crazy sniper, apparently, I would have to agree with that. He's getting headshots left and right. Misses the medic there, so not going to really be an advantage for either team at the moment from the Uber, but ONS has a big player advantage right now, and they will be able to cap the Spire. How much time is left in this game, though? 10 minutes, 41 seconds. That is enough time for them to tie this up on ONS. Their aggression has not always paid off, but this time around it definitely did. They managed to turn that forced Uber pop into a very good play. Cap the Spire. Now, they just have to keep their medic alive. And it looks like they will with 21 health. He went down to, I think, 17 there. And okay, AJ, yeah, thanks a lot. It's wonderful. But yeah, went down to about 17 health there. Very, very close to death, but of course he had no Uber to pop to save himself, so luckily he did manage to keep the Uber building up. Now the question is, can they push in there, or will 2166 actually push out? Okay, come on, don't do that. Will 2166 push out with this? They don't have a Kritzkrieg or anything, so they do just have a regular Uber. A wise choice. Obviously, you don't want to run Kritzkrieg on last point defense because the enemy is going to Uber into you, and then that Kritzkrieg is just worthless. You will lose players, and you will be completely destroyed. 2166 loses a scout, and now this is where ONS needs to push in. They have a player advantage. Their opponents actually don't have anything like a heavy or a pyro or anything crazy on last, so it's not especially turtley right now. They need to get in there. They're waiting for Danny to get one more pick, though, and this is actually the wrong decision. There you go. Yeah, push in right now. No, now it's too late. They've got their scout back up. Nightmare gets taken down, as does Medit. So it's a scout down for each team. And now Caberman down as well. Oh no, 2166 losing a lot of players here, and the Uber is just now fading. Good multi-Uber from ONS to keep all those players alive. There goes Havoc. There is going to be no heals left for these guys, and that should be it. ONS will take their first round of the game. It is now 3-1 for Team 2166, and ONS could be on a comeback. That's what I'm hoping to see anyway. Now, are they going to do an equalizer rollout? No, they are not actually doing an equalizer rollout, so I don't think they're going to have both soldiers up to 300 by the time they jump. They're just trying to get there as fast as possible, and that's what they're going to do. But the problem with not having 300 health is that when you jump in, you get taken out by somebody like Medit, who just spots you coming in and took him down as he was trying to get on those crates. And now Medit going huge here, taking down AJ as well. Can he get a third kill here? It looks like the medic did just get taken down. Hypnos for ONS, so this has been a very good mid-fight, especially for Medit so far, who is still alive, 81 health, and now he's just working on getting those capture points. So yeah, really nice. Actually, he is top scoring for his team at the moment, and that was a very helpful mid-fight for his score. So, wow, this guy is doing some good stuff right now. 2166 could seal this game away here if they get 1 or 2 more points, especially if they get them very quickly. But they could also just park the bus, because they don't have to push this right now. They really don't. And it looks like they do want to. Gotta be careful. Medit jumping down and grabbing the health kit, so he will be okay. But really, he could have been spotted out and killed there. You really have to be careful about a situation like that, where a soldier and a scout are pushing in at you. Medit just walked right by that blue scout. Maybe that was actually a red scout. Rafflecopter did just get taken down, though. And now ONS says, yep, we've got a scout pick, let's not push on that, which is the right thing to do. Because there was a soldier down there who looked like he may have gone for the last point and then decided not to. Havoc's been taken down, but there's a demo man on the point. Whoopie Doop just got taken down as well, and the scout somehow snuck in there and finished that off. Didn't even catch it on camera, he was so sneaky. So ONS is now looking at a 4-1 loss here. 7 minutes left to go, and they are calling GG already, because I don't think they feel they can win this anymore. It would require some perfect rounds from them. It's not impossible. A perfect round in Badlands, I think, is less than a minute. I think it's like 45 seconds or less. So it is certainly possible if they get 3 perfect rounds in a row, or even imperfect rounds, they could still do this. And they've actually gotten a pretty good mid-fight here, so they're well on their way. 2166 just lost 3 players, including their medic. There's going to be a big Uber advantage for Hypnos as long as he can stay away from the spam here. And they're bombing in after him, and they do take him down. But they take him down at the cost of losing Caberman and Whoopie Doop. So that is all of their players dead. They are going to lose the Spire. The only solace is that they managed to stay ahead in the Uber just slightly, so they're not going to have that crazy 100% Uber walking into last when they don't have anything. But there goes the Spire. Well played by ONS to take that. So what you got to do when you have that big advantage, just immediately push on it. Don't ask questions, just go. Go, go, go. And now 2166 is trying to set up an upper lobby hold here, which can be scary to do when you don't have your medic hanging around. But there goes Voodoo. So it looks like it's going to work for now. And ONS, they've got 5 minutes, 40 seconds left, and they have to get 3 points. They need to be pushing without Uber, honestly, and that's a tough thing to do, especially when you've lost your soldier. But every loss they have is just going to hurt their chances of winning this game. And they may have already given it up psychologically, which is not a good thing, because they're doing really well right now, but they need to push. They've taken down Medit, who's actually the top scorer for 2166. Yeah, still is, aside from the medic, of course. So they need to be shoving their team into 2166's base right now. And if you thought I was going to say something else there, you might be right, and then I caught myself. So 2166 is on defense. They've gotten their scout back up, and they've got the point stickied, so they are going to turtle up pretty heavily here. They do not, however, have any sort of off-classing going on, and I know off-classing is allowed. I've totally seen heavies run in these games before. 2166 once again loses their scout, though, and ONS, they just have to push in on this. Uber in. Go, right now. Go, because you don't have a lot of time left. Don't hold this Uber. Oh, do not hold the Uber walking through there. Oh, that's so scary. Okay. Because there can be sticky traps up in those doorways that you can't even see. You just, like, if you're going to go through that door, you absolutely can't hold the Uber when you're walking through. You just have to pop it right away. Anyway, a couple of players going down here for 2166. There goes the medic as well. Going to be some fighting over the point, but I think that is going to be another round for ONS. And it's 2-4 with 4 minutes left to go. 2 minutes per round is totally doable, guys. So ONS could turn this game right back around, and I would love to see it go to overtime or something crazy. Even if they even do overtime, which I am not entirely sure these days, because I think Ozfortress does allow ties. But ONS could bring this back around. It's all up to how the rollouts happen right now, because 2166 needs to win this mid fight if they want to clinch the victory. And right now they are actually a bit slow to mid, including their demo man. But AJ's taking a lot of damage, and he goes down. They've lost Danny as well, but in exchange, 2166 loses 3 players, 4 players now. The medic has gone down behind the crates. And so once again, that's going to be 2166 trying to sneak players in to attack the med. It didn't work this time, so somebody's got to cap mid. Somebody needs to cap mid. Get your players on. Somebody's got to. You got to cap. You can't cap second until you cap mid. Who's capping mid? ONS, come on. Oh no! Oh no! That is a glaring error that may cost them the game. No, they've still got time. They've still got time. They've still got an Uber advantage, which they can use to push into last. They need to get a scout up onto the spire immediately, which they actually have a soldier up there right now, so that'll work too. Nice air shot, by the way, by this soldier up here who was Holy Devil. He ends up getting finished off there by Medits, but you know, that was a pretty sweet air shot. They're probably going to need to pop the Uber here and now. Pop it right now, send the soldier up there, attack the medic, because if they don't, then the game is not going to be won. There you go, they do pop the Uber, they're going to walk indoors with it, but that was probably a little bit late, and now it's, yeah, they are not going to have any Uber remaining by the time they get into the last point, so can ONS cap this point and keep themselves in the game? It's going to be all down to DM skills right now. They're trying to get the kills, but no, Voodoo goes down. They've only gotten 1 kill here, and Rafflecopter is still stopping the capture on Spire. Did he get that kill? No, I thought I saw something that I didn't actually see. There you go, Nightmare is finished off by a sticky bomb, and he is just so depressed right now because I think ONS is going to lose this game here. 2 minutes left to go, 2-4, and so it's quickly approaching that time where there just isn't enough time to cap anymore. In fact, there's even a back cap attempt by both scouts here. Medic gets the kill on Danny, and now if this back cap goes off, that's going to be it. 2166 will have won, but Soldier comes in, saves the day, so far, ONS is still just barely in this. They're getting the cap on Spire right now, and if they can get this cap, there's enough time. But Caperman stops it, kills AJ, the demo man, and is escaping most of that damage, too. So the capture is done, but with 1 minute and 40 left to go, ONS is feeling a time crunch right now. They need to push immediately if they want to get this, and I'm getting really excited over a game that in all honesty is probably going to go to 2166 just because the aggression out of ONS is not well enough timed, but you know what, I can see it happening. I can see ONS actually getting there. Problem is right now they did get a couple good kills, but they need to just push into last immediately. I don't think they realize that they actually have an opportunity here and it is wasting away. If they had pushed into last right away, they could have gotten it, and now it's going to be 2166 game. Pretty much. That is going to be 2166 game. So, it has been exciting, and I thought ONS did have an opportunity there that they squandered just a bit by being a bit slow, maybe having a bit too bad of a DM. You know, when we practice that a little bit more, and a little bit more teamwork out of them as well to call out enemy locations and focus them down and all that good stuff. Because now they are going to push in here, and with their Uber, they might be able to make it 4-3. But that will be the final score, either 4-2 or 4-3. And there you go, 4-3 with 26 seconds left to go. So that was actually a closer game than even the scores would imply, because... Oh, come on, AJ. Oh, man. Anyway, we're going to go on and watch some other games from the Australian League as well. So do stay tuned, guys, and hit the follow button on justin.tv/fatmop. Hit the subscribe button on youtube.com/fatmop as well. That is where you'll see all of my videos for competitive Team Fortress 2. And on YouTube, especially, make sure you rate, comment, subscribe, do all that stuff, because it actually makes these videos show up more often in search results. And you will be helping spread the good word of competitive Team Fortress 2. So, thanks for watching. This has been Salamancer, and I am signing out.